Your Honor, this is case number 83 on the calendar in the matter of Guajardo versus Guajardo.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Have a seat.
What's your first name?
Alicia.
Isabel.
You two are sisters.
Yes.
And according to your complaint, Alicia, your sister owes you some money.
Correct.
And she owes you some money from a small loan that you made to her. And she has some property, TV and electronics, that you claim she retained after you moved out. You moved into her house when you were down on your luck. Your sister took you in. She allowed you to remain in her house July, August, September, and October, about 4 months. And then there was a major falling out, and you claim she unceremoniously told you to leave, keeping your property. Your sister says that you owe her for rent, that you gave her the electronic equipment, which was a television set, because you had not paid rent as agreed. She is counterclaiming for the unpaid rent, and that's it. How many sisters are there?
There's 5 girls.
I gather from your complaint that you don't get along with your other sisters now.
No, I don't.
And you haven't for a while, is that right?
Right.
Is that because you have a problem?
I think that we all have problems.
You have particular problems?
Just we have a love-hate relationship.
Do you work?
Yes.
Who do you work for?
I work for a temporary agency, and I just finished school as a massage therapist.
Who are you living with now?
I live with a friend.
You have children?
I have a son.
How old?
13.
Does he live with you?
No, right now he is staying in Woodland with friends because my sister wouldn't take us in after I helped her pay her rent. So I had to take my son to a friend's house where he could be in school. And,
Are these your two sisters?
Yes.
Two of your sisters?
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling there's a lot more to this story, but I don't have time to hear it because it doesn't necessarily relate to this. The TV, tell me about it.
I had taken my TV to my sister's home.
When you moved in July?
Correct. And after we had a falling out because I was going to stay with my other sister, which she had asked me if she found a home, did I want to come with her? She got angry, and she said I owed her money for back pay. I helped her take care of her children, cleaned her home. She told me since I owed her rent that she was keeping my TV.
Okay. And tell me about this alleged loan. Your sister said there was no loan. You never gave her any money. Tell me about that.
Okay. Anyways, my sister came to me and told me that she went to a casino where she had lost all her money, gambling, her rent money. She was in tears, and I told her I would try to help her. At that time, I filed my income tax, and I lent her $700. I told her I would help her even after I wasn't welcomed in her home a week or two before that. But, you know, I love my sister, and they always dog me. They always give me the short end of the stick, you know. I came back and helped her, even though I wasn't welcomed in her home.
All right. Your sister moved in July.
That's correct.
Was this the first time she had moved in with you?
No, she's lived with me on and off a lot. And if it wasn't her, it was her son. I've always had her son. I've always taken care of her child. And I agreed to let her come in because she just lost her job. She was getting ready to lose her apartment. She wouldn't go to work. I even offered her one of my vehicles to go to work. She wouldn't go to work. And as far as taking care of my children...
No. Just answer my questions. I might ask you to respond to that part of what she says. She moved in July because she was about to become homeless. Was her son living with her at the time?
He was staying with me.
Had he already been with you?
Yes. I lived next door to my sister, so he was going back and forth from my house to her house. She never had him.
Oh, please.
Okay. What was the financial arrangement? When she moved in, she wasn't working.
That's correct. She was doing massages on the side. She was kicked out of school, so she had to work under somebody else's license, and she wouldn't even get up to go to that job, and she had gotten fired from the last person she was working with. So we had agreed that when she got back on her feet, she would pay me $500 a month. My sister was there.
I never agreed
Sylvia
to
was
that.
there.
Shh. I'm sorry.
Well, then let me deal with the rent part of your counterclaim. She never got back on her feet. If what your contract was with her was, when you start working and get back on your feet, you can pay me $500 a month rent, which is what you just told me.
Correct.
She never got on her feet.
Because she didn't want to.
Whatever.
Okay.
That's something that you knew. So she doesn't owe you any money for rent. Now, let's talk about the TV.
She told my sister, Sylvia, and she also told me, too, to just go ahead and keep the TV as part of payment for staying there to go towards the money that she had owed me.
Okay. I buy that. If she didn't pay any rent all during the 4 months that she lived with you, not such a big deal to keep the television set. Now let's talk about the $700 loan that she says she gave you. You have any proof that you gave her this loan?
I have my income tax. I wasn't able to get the receipt. I didn't have her sign anything. Lesson learned. But she asked me if she could borrow the money. I just cashed the check.
How much was the check for?
It was for $1,120.05. It was my income tax return.
And how much did you give her?
$700 in cash.
Okay. And you kept $400 for yourself?
Correct.
What did you do with it?
Well, I saved a little bit, and then we went gambling. And
Who went gambling?
her and I went to the casino that day.
Did you lose it?
So most of it, yeah.
I don't lose when I go to the casino. I have
Please.
proof right here.
Okay.
I win all the
That's why I
time.
borrowed $700 to pay your rent.
No, I did not.
Now, my question to you, Alicia, is
Yes.
if you didn't pay rent for the 4 months that you lived with your sister and didn't pay for utilities, who bought the food in the house?
I did.
Both of us did, Your Honor.
I
From
did.
what money?
I was getting assistance at the time, and so
What
was
kind of
she,
assistance?
From the state of California.
How much were you receiving from the state of California?
It was like $130 in food stamps and.
Well, if you weren't working and if you weren't contributing regularly to the household for 4 months and all it cost you was $700 in a TV, doesn't sound like very much. Son was living there too?
Can I say something, please, Your Honor? I paid her back when we went to the casinos several times. I would hit a jackpot, and she's right there. And she even told me, you don't owe me anything after this, because we were even fair and square. And she said she gave me a vehicle to drive. She would take that vehicle, would say, oh, I need to go somewhere or whatever, and the car would just
my
sit
car.
there. Well, whatever. Anyways, I've paid her above and beyond for rent. She's even said that at the casinos. I can't even enjoy a jackpot when we
I
go.
want to tell you something. You know what offends me, Alicia?
I'm sorry.
Let me tell you what offends me.
Okay.
What offends me is that the people of the state of California give you money because you need money to survive. That's what you tell them. And you take that money and go to a casino.
No, Your Honor, that's not what I do.
Hey, Alicia, that's what you just told me. You said I went to the casino, I hit jackpots, I gave her money more than covered rent, and I asked you, how do you support yourself? Stop speaking.
Okay.
And you say, I got aid. And honestly, what appalls me is that the people of the state of California give you money because you were in dire straits, and you take that money and go to a casino. That, madam, is outrageous. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Your Honor.
Out.
Why is that
That's
excuse you
super
messed up?
silly words. Whatever. I've cleaned my life up. I'm off aid. I'm working.
Those income tax papers that she had was probably from 3 years ago because she hasn't worked in 2 years.
I didn't take that money for the state of California to go to the casino.
She wants me to continue taking care of her as I always have.
I don't abuse the system.
She's just always trying to get someone to take care of her, and I think she came here for attention.
My sister is a very hateful, miserable person.
We just got to take it day by day, and hopefully all this can get resolved and we get back to normal.
I just pray for her. I love her anyways.
I don't have a future with her. As far as I'm concerned, she's no longer my sister.
I want her out of my life. You know, that's sad to say. That is my sister.
I don't have a sister.
Maybe we can go to counseling. Maybe I should have asked for her to rule us to go to counseling.